Hello and good morning. Let me introduce myself. You can call me Hân or Nguyễn Ngọc Hân. I'm now 12 and in class 7E, and of course, our Pascal secondary school. I'm really passionate about drawing, and I can confidently say that I'm good at it. And that's why you can see I got one of my drawings about this very demure, very mindful dress named kimono. It is the traditional Japanese dress, and that is what I'm going to talk about today. I'm sure that everyone here have heard of the word Japanese, and Japanese people are an East Asian ethnic group. First of all, the Japanese language relies on not one but three different alphabets: hiragana, katakana, and kanji. And kanji, especially, and Han-Viet characters both originate from Chinese characters, so there will be similarities between these pronouns and meanings. It is a really interesting language, and I've learned some simple Japanese words such as konnichiwa, which means hello, or sayonara, which means goodbye. And honestly, this is a hard language to learn. And as you know, there are so many festivals in Japan, and each of them is striking, fascinating, and unique in its own way. And one of them, the Nagasaki Lantern Festival, is the one I find the most appealing. The Nagasaki Lantern Festival is held over the first 50 days of the Chinese New Year. The festival is held around shopping districts and central parks. At this time, Nagasaki becomes more colorful and dazzling than ever, as the streets are decorated with more than 50,000 lanterns of all shapes and sizes. The Nagasaki Lantern Festival brings to the city not only brilliant lights, but also amazing musical performance, such as line dance, dragon dance, acrobatics, mask dance, and more. And also, I cannot miss the kimono, the traditional dress of the Japanese. The history of the kimono can be traced back to the Heian period. A kimono is a front wrap garment worn with the left side up. There are different types exist for men, women, and children. People often wear kimono on special occasions. And as you know, there are many appetizing, delectable foods from the Japanese, but there's that one impressive food that called nagashi somen. This is a fun and unique Japanese dining experience where somen noodles are served flowing down bamboo slides with running cold water. People stand along the bamboo's flume and use chopsticks to catch the noodles and dip into a flavorful sauce called mentuyu. Providing this traditional activity is especially popular in the summer, providing a refreshing way to enjoy food while cooling off in the heat. Not gonna lie, I've tried this type of somen at home with my family and friends, and it was so fun and enjoyable. Next is the tea ceremony culture of the Japanese. It is developing from the late 7th century. The tea ceremony has been an important part of the Japanese culture. The way Japanese make tea is using tea powder and hot water combined in a tea bowl and whisked with a bamboo tea whisk. With its rich and elegant flavor, the tea ceremony has become a refined pastime for many people around in Japan and around the world. However, there are so many more things to discover and learn about Japanese culture, but I'm gonna stop here. Thank you for listening. And if you want to ask me anything about my presentation, I really hope to receive or answer your question.
Okay, now I would like to give you some questions. You mentioned about the kimonos, and you mentioned some occasion people in Japan often wear. Can you tell me one of the most typical occasions that people should wear kimono?
People in Japan often wear kimono in special occasions such as New Year's Eve, where they enjoy fireworks with their family and friends in the kimono. And people often also wear them in traditional festival of Japan, which is really impressive for me. And I often see people wear kimono when also in the new year, when they are like watching the flower blossom tree. So yeah, I think now people like wear this in so many festivals of Japan.
Thank you. Now, second question for you. What kinds of traditional music of Japan do you like most and why?
Traditional music. I don't often listen to traditional music of Japan, but there is some artists that I really like about their music, and of course I have listened to some of their songs, and there's a time that I really like to listening to Fujikaze's music or YOASOBI, a Japanese band.
Thank you. Good job.
Thank you, Hân, for your presentation.